Man, AI has come so far, and now it's in our search engines. I know it was before, but now more than ever. All right, I'm back, and today it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be actually testing out a tool. I thought it would be kind of fun to use Perplexity AI versus Google. There's been a lot of examples floating around, and I thought, let's put some of them into the test. So let's get into it. So today I want to actually use Perplexity.ai as a search engine instead of Google, my normal search engine that I would do things in. So let's do that. And if you don't know, Perplexity.ai is a glorified search engine meets so much more. It's an AI copilot. You can upload stuff to it. You can download stuff directly from it. And it's sort of like a really cool way to get lost in rabbit holes. Let me show you exactly what I mean by that. So let's ask it some questions. I was watching the CES 2024 earlier. I'd love to know more about Samsung's byee and its, development from concept and evolution from 2020. So let's see that, right? What are the changes in Samsung byee since 2020? So I'm going to ask Perplexity that, and then we'll open up a Google search engine, right, and ask that as well. So, all right. These are our two examples. So starting out with obviously Perplexity.ai, you got those sources loaded up right away. I'm noticing it's kind of hard to tell if there's any promotional things going on. You know how in Google, some of the first things you'll see are usually sponsored links. And I actually don't see that in Google either today. So that's interesting. So this is the response we get from Perplexity. Samsung's byee is a spherical home robot and has undergone several changes since the initial unveiling in 2020. It goes on to note some of those changes that include a built-in projector, the ability to automatically turn on smart lights and control non-smart devices such as air conditioners, yada, yada, yada. And it cites those right into the paragraph, which is pretty neat because you can, in theory, click those. And then this is that rabbit hole I was telling you about. It's kind of easier to go down these rabbit holes when you have the links embedded. That's a fun component because again, in this one, it's really only pulling out a blurb from a singular source and, it's kind of narrow and focused. So, and this is Google's response. It says, the biggest addition to byee at the newest show was its projector, which allows videos to be casted upon the floor, the wall, or the ceiling based on the viewing position. Yeah, I mean, it does seem a bit plain. This one listed off many with multiple examples of places you can go. So you can kind of already see how more thorough Perplexity is based off of just the first question. This is what I think makes it most interesting. So if you look at like Google's responses, you just get links. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, eventually, it just has a more results button. You know what I mean? It's not really encouraging you to dig deeper, but it's just giving you a lot of ways that you can go discover the answer yourself, which fine. It's fine. Perplexity.ai not only gives you multiple sources for you to jump down the rabbit hole and explore further, and a pretty detailed response. It also gives you related questions other people are searching for. And as someone who loves to just follow their curiosity and let that guide them in what they're learning as the new thing of the week or whatever, I think that's fantastic. I could probably click for days through Perplexity AI. And I'm not even signed in. I'm not even using any of the more robust features it has to offer. I'm using the bare bones basics, right? So again, just based off of the own answers, it's pretty clear cut that Perplexity AI is going to be more robust. I mean, just look at this, right? The exact release date has changed. 2024 version, it's larger. It's about the size of a bowling ball. Like it's going down to specifics here. And you can start a new thread. How about we say, where can I get the cheapest gas in LA County? Right? It's a pretty good question. Very specific. I'm looking for a very specific answer here. So it says you can find the cheapest gas in Los Angeles County at various gas stations. And at the most recent data, some of the gas stations with the lowest prices include yada, yada, yada. Look at that. And it actually lists it too. How about, I made a mistake. How about we do that same question, but for diesel, right? I drive diesel because I'm an asshole. Listen, whatever. That's the conversation for another day. So it's struggling. It's always harder to find the diesel prices than it is to find the gas ones. That's just true. I know that for a fact. I have Gas Buddy, which is why I'm always looking up where I can find the cheapest diesel in LA County. So that's actually not super helpful. Costco doesn't even sell diesel, so that's wrong. This is not an ad. This is just genuine. This is genuine trial and error using these different search engines. So that's what this video is all about. So this is not clear, right? This is just showing me gas stations. Actually very unhelpful. And then the first one I believe is it's Eat His Gas Buddy. So I mean, what I will say about Perplexity.ai, it just gives you a more comprehensive answer, and you feel like it actually gave you the results that could help you in your search. Whereas sometimes I just think Google is pushing that sponsored post, which is fine. It's totally fine. But as far as helpful language models go, this is such a cool tool because it just, again, collects multiple sources for you, and you can explore in different ways. So you can do videos, images, just like you would in Google. But again, it's just a little bit more robust. And caters to maybe more of the rabbit hole person, right? The person who kind of wants to dig deeper and doesn't settle for just a surface level response. I don't know. I'm really excited to see how this thing evolves. So if it's something that you're curious about, and maybe you always are kind of like me and you're hitting your head against the wall when you're trying to Google scholarly articles or find, something that is actually helpful and you don't want to sift through a bunch of links, maybe try Perplexity.ai because, again, it's just a new way to search, and I would 10 out of 10 recommend for any kind of curious creative out there. Anyway, like I said, Perplexity AI is a pretty cool tool for comprehensive research, and there's a pro version with more benefits that I'm not going to explore today, but maybe I might tomorrow or sometime soon. So yeah, maybe you'll take advantage of some of the things it has to offer, like its easy use, its quickness, and its comprehensiveness as far as, finding that data and presenting it to you. I liked it a little bit more than ChatGPT. It felt more like a search tool rather than a generative tool. I don't know if that's the way it's designed or just what I was picking up. I really like this. I like this as a pivot away from Google, so we don't have to keep seeing all that sponsored garbage all of the time, and maybe we'll actually yield results that are closer to our interests and our intrigue and the question we freaking asked. So if you use Perplexity AI and maybe have some really cool experiences, share them in the comments. Maybe I can try to replicate it. I'm always down to tinker with new things, so let me know. Anyway, go check out Perplexity.ai. This is not an ad. This is just for the creative, the curious out there. So anyway, bye.